Well, let me try that again. Good Sunday morning. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2, test, test, test. Okay, it's working. Good Sunday morning, everybody. January 12th, I'm Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. It's this early morning phlegm, the phlegm. That's what I call it. I mean, that's not what it's called, but I mean, phlegm is a good word for it. Yeah. Well, anyway, you know what it is. So I won't get into too much description of that. But anyway, so we're waking up on this Sunday morning. It's chilly. Temperatures are in the 20s, and I'll show you some of those in a moment. We're focusing on another system that's going to come in this coming weekend that's of interest. I'll get to that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at the satellite view this morning from the satellite that's up in space, looking at the cloud cover. There's very little. I mean, there's some around. You may find where you are that there are a few clouds here and there, but overall, we're looking at a mostly clear morning, and we're going to see a mostly sunny day. And it's actually going to warm up. We had a little bit of warming that took place yesterday as temperatures did try to warm up a little bit closer to 40, some upper 30s, and we saw a little bit of melting that took place yesterday as well. Here's a look at temperatures from the Kentucky Mesonet network, and it's cold this morning, though. Look at those teens. Ooh, look at this. This is at the Corvette plant. 12 degrees, 11.8. Wow. But it's 21 at the Ag Expo Center on the south side of Bowling Green. Big temperature difference there. 18 over in Morgantown. Then you've got 23 in Russellville. Let's see. 16 in Burkesville. Of course, that's down near the river. 17. Wow, up in Hart County, a little bit east of Munfordville. 19 up there in Litchfield. 18 in Hartford. So, yeah, it's a very chilly morning. So as you're getting up and getting ready, maybe to go to church, keep that in mind. Winds are pretty much near calm, but coming more out of the south. And that is going to be something that we'll notice today should help us warm closer to 40 for a high temperature instead of it being, 20s and 30s. Well, let's take a look at the days ahead, and we can hone in on that system that is going to come in and possibly bring more winter weather. We'll see. Here's Bowling Green, southern Kentucky. Looks like a few flurries out east of us. All this yellow indicating that there's fog this morning, and because it's so cold, some of that would be, I would think, freezing fog, depending on temperature, which is not a good thing. That could make for some patchy ice here this morning. As we go through the day, though, things look pretty good. We've got high pressure in control, mainly sunny skies. Here comes a little weak upper wave. Cold front starts to come through later on. And this evening, it'll be closer to us. Now here, it's trying to spit out a little bit of light snow back to the north and west of us, up around the Wabash River. Here we go into midnight. Now, according to, and as you know, I've explained this before, how different parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, really every state has their different weather forecast offices, WFOs. Our WFO is Louisville. You would think we're closer to Nashville and it would come out of Nashville. But when these jurisdictions were set up a long time ago. They decided that the Nashville Forecast Office would stop forecasting right at the border, which is kind of crazy, if you ask me. Why would we have a forecast office way up in Louisville for Bowling Green? It's those lines were drawn a long time ago. So the Louisville Forecast Office, in their discussions this morning, is saying, yeah, there might be a little bit of light snow off to the north, but it's going to be too dry down south. But then the Nashville office is like, there might be a little something that comes through northwest of Nashville and maybe up, where the ridge is, where there's a little bit of a higher elevation. There could be something there. So it's just the difference between the two offices. But I'm going to go ahead and mention that somebody in Bowling Green or Southern Kentucky could see a few flurries overnight tonight. It's not going to be a big deal because we're going to go from 40 down to 27 tonight. So it's possible that little upper wave could squeeze out something. Here is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Whatever happens, it would just be cloudy with some flurries. Not enough to really cause any issues. Then as we get into the day on Monday, here's Monday evening, high pressure over Arkansas in control. And we're going to see some sunny days ahead, although it's not going to be all that warm. Tuesday, here comes another one of those systems. Look at that one to the north. May affect possibly Louisville, possibly Evansville, Owensboro, Mount Vernon, those places, Cincinnati, with a little bit of light snow or flurries. That's Tuesday morning. We are going to be mainly sunny and get up to about 32 here on Tuesday afternoon. High pressure in control on Wednesday, but it's going to be colder behind that little system. That's the big news, is it's going to be really, really a lot colder. We're only going to get up to maybe 29 or 30 on Wednesday. Here we go into Thursday. Notice this, that's a warm front. We haven't had one of those in a while. And it's going to warm us up. Thursday, we're looking at near 40. We go into Friday. How about 45? That's going to feel like a heat wave. And then Saturday, rain. Oh, wait a minute. That's different. Let's back up. Okay, so again, we've got a southern tracking low pressure system. Warmer has been established over southern Kentucky. So this system, it's going to bring in moisture, but unlike last time, it's going to bring in rain. So Friday, there's Saturday, and all the wintry weather appears to stay north, but we're not exactly sure right now, or very confident on the track of that low pressure system. I mean, it could go further south, and if it does, it could bring some of that wintry weather. It changed on me, sorry. It could bring some of that wintry weather back down to us. But as of right now, it looks like all rain and near 50 for Saturday. And that would be quite a change. Quite a change from the last system. So at this point, we're just going to leave it where it's going to be rain, but just understand that could possibly change as we go through time. All right. Now let's check the model blender. This usually helps tell the story as well. And we've got, 40, I'm going to say around 40 today. They've got 42. I agree with the 27 tonight and maybe a flurry. But then we only get up to 32, 33 tomorrow for Monday, and 32 to 35 on Tuesday. But look at those lows, 15, 12. Ugh. And then up to only 29 on Wednesday. That's the day I was talking about. It only goes 29 or maybe 30, back down to 19. Then we see the warm front. You saw that. I showed it to you. Here's a warm front. Haven't seen one in a while. Comes in and pushes us to maybe 40 to 43. But look at that, almost 50 for Friday, almost 50 for Saturday. And that's going to be all rain. Now, where it could get a little dicey, you see 49 to 39. Well, that's well above freezing. It's going to be a chilly rain, but it should all stay rain unless something changes course. Then we would go from Saturday 48 to 25. Now, if there's leftover moisture Saturday night, that could be something going into Sunday morning. And then we get cold, another big cold snap once again, 20s and teens. This is next week, looking pretty chilly. So there's a lot to kind of watch and just kind of keep up with over the next several days. I like this comment from Sandy Martin. Winter cannot get out of here fast enough. I concur, Sandy. Here's the thing that I find interesting is that for so long, I kept telling people winter is going to make a stand, because all I kept hearing before the winter happened, before this fall even, was we just don't have winter anymore. It's all warm and stormy and sometimes severe weather and all of that. And I'm like, just hang on. Hang on. We're in a pattern, we're in a cycle, and we just haven't gotten there yet, but it will happen. Maybe not this winter, but next winter or whenever. But it's happening this winter. You're seeing it happen. A couple of snows. I mean, they haven't been huge snows, but it snowed. That's why I tell people, don't assume that it's going to be what you remember when you were a kid. But that does not mean that we're going into this, the earth is never going to go back to being what it was. I mean, in a lot of ways, probably not. But if you buy into all the rhetoric and the hype of climate change and global warming and all of that kind of stuff, you're going to believe it because you're like, yeah, I can remember as a kid, it used to snow all the time. No, it didn't. We had a few, and we had a few big ones, namely 77, 78, the big one that kept us out of school for a month. Remember that? Those of you that are my age. Yeah. Okay. So that was a bit of an anomaly. And then the one in 1960, that was the record breaking snow. That's an anomaly, but these things go in patterns. They go in cycles, and our minds are only tuned into our lifetime, our individual lifetime. So that's all we remember. But if you go back and look at records, it's more expensive. You got to look at the bigger picture. And so sometimes we get caught up in the small timeline. I'm telling you, there are going to be more times that we see this year colder air and maybe more opportunities for snow than we've seen in recent years. It's just the way the weather works, and you can't control it, So anyway, okay, I see by the clock I put behind me now so you can see it. It's 6:01, and you can also see the date. and the internal temperature in here in my studio, which is 73 degrees. Okay. Anyway, have a great Sunday, y'all. Thank you for watching.